new episode, know you probably waiting. Plant a seed in your brain, let me pollinate it. And I'm not like the rest, I don't do the faking. You are now tuned into Bro Conversations. Fuck it. Technical difficulties. I'm your host, Og Oti, and we're back up in this bitch for another day, another second, another week of consistency. It don't matter what nobody say. I know I say it every week. I'm gonna keep saying it. This is my mantra. It don't matter what nobody say. It don't matter who supports you. As long as you have an idea or you have a vision in your head, you can motherfucking do it. It don't matter. You don't need this person, that person. You don't need the best camera. You don't need even the camera I got. You don't need the best audio equipment. I was doing this shit on one mic with three people on one mic at one point. Yo, never forget where the fuck you came from, and never forget where you want to go. Because creativity, especially in the creative space, can't nobody else tell you. Even other people in that space, can't nobody else tell you exactly how to maneuver and get to where you want to go. Because they want to go is over here, and where you want to go maybe over here, or maybe it's closer, but it's different. I'm your host, Og Oti. Hope everybody's doing good, feeling good. Hope everybody got something to smoke on, sip on, whatever. I'm gonna light that up a little later, so I don't get too dumb sounding. But yeah. Damn, it's a long ass intro. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. We back up in this bitch. Broke Conversations. Og Oti. Yeah. And let me go ahead and hop into the first topic. Stop saying before I even get into this, I want to congratulate. Well, this is a part of it. Congratulations to Meg Thee Stallion. First of all, for the first reason is because she recently donated $100,000 to the Breonna Taylor Fund. To the Breonna Taylor Foundation, and that's great. That's something that we need to see. That's something that's very uplifting. That's something that we, like I said, we need to see. We need to see representation, especially when the system is working against us. At least we in whatever little or big way that we can help, we should most definitely do that. So shout out to Meg Thee Stallion, most definitely, and also shout out to her for getting 3 Grammys. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the Grammys. 2 of those Grammys was for she got help, obviously, and this ain't no shade or whatever, but she got help from Beyonce or whatever. But the other Grammy I had an issue with. She got if I'm not mistaken, because it was a whole lot of Grammys. I went through it, and then I had whatever. It was a whole lot of Grammys, and she got 3. 2 of them was for the Savage song, was Beyonce. Cool, all the props in the world. But one of them was for Best New Artist, and last time I checked, Megan Thee Stallion got about 3 or 4, maybe even 5 hits that happened before. Like it's Crybaby, it's the shit with Beyonce, but it's at least like 3 or 4 more of them before this year, but before the whole Tory Lanez and shit situation happened. First of all, I feel like last year, didn't she get a BET award or something like that for Best New Artist? I could, or at least, or maybe she was in the same conversation, but she just didn't win. That may have been the case, but I don't like when PC culture gets entangled with music and artistry, and I feel like this may be unpopular opinion, but I feel like if she never had that whole Tory Lanez getting shot in the foot situation, she wouldn't win that one specifically. But I think she would take home the 2 with the Beyonce feature. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like a lot of people. I had a conversation with somebody over the phone about last week, and we was talking about the Grammys and shit. And then shortly after that, I was scrolling Instagram, and I saw basically what encompassed what I was saying, and which was, the Grammys have no metric of greatness. It's not about your sales, which most of everything is, especially now in this industry and shit, everything moving and shaking, moving parts. It's not about sales, and it's not about impact, and it's not about ability. And if we're talking about artists, sales really don't matter. That don't really define your ability or your artistry, or even, being able to write and shit like that, because that's even more rare skill. And if you inhabit that in your style, which I do, I got a little boost, because it separates you from the norm. But before I get off topic, like I said, the Grammys, they have no scale of greatness, or whatever they think greatness is. There is no scale. There is no, and on top of that, we don't even know the people in the board. We've been trying to find out who's on the board of the Grammys and all that shit for years and years, and we don't know. Bottom line, we don't know. So that being said, like I said last podcast or whatever, I will put more worth in a BET award rather than a Grammy. But like all that to say, I say all that just to say this. Congrats to Megan. Blah blah blah. She deserved at least 2 out of 3 of them Grammys, and yo, I hope she can continue on with her career. Hope this ain't a peak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. But moving on. Let's move on in foreign affairs. This was. Let me go ahead and get into it. Germany and France. Germany, France, and Italy recently suspended the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine due to rare blood brain fuck. Let me start over. My bad. All right. Recently, Germany, France, and Italy, all foreign countries, decided to suspend the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine due to the rare brain blood clots in some cases that are reported. And I'm hearing and I'm hearing the numbers are it's only been like 37 cases over in about over 17 million cases, but this is just the information that they're giving us for 3 separate countries, and I think it's more countries than that's slowing down the process and actually doing their due diligence on the vaccine. They're not just ready like America is, just push it out. Oh yeah, here it's been a year. Go ahead. We want to start making money, so go ahead and take this vaccine. And I want to add on that a little later, but I think I think obviously it's 3 sides to every story. One person's side, the other person's side, and the truth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people they like to paint themselves as the hero in whatever type of story, even if they was dead wrong. That being said, I feel like there's some shit behind the scenes that we don't know about. I don't feel like it's just the 36 or the 37 people out of the 17 million. I don't feel like that's the sole reason. It's obviously some shit back in the headquarters, or and back in these boardrooms and these companies and these big tech, whatever the fuck you want to call it, big scientists, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like that really plays a big part. And as the cards unfold, as the years and as the days go on, and as reports, about this specific situation roll in, it's like, yeah, I feel like we in for a rude awakening. We in for a rude awakening. I'm not getting on here to tell you not to take this, not to take that. Do what the fuck you want to do. All I'm saying is this is just one small component in the very very big machine that is tech. That is medicine, modern medicine. That is whatever research and shit like that. Modern day shit. So please be excuse me. Please be on the lookout for that, because yo, this shit is real and this shit is happening in front of our eyes. Don't let this shit just breeze over. Do your own research, do your own due diligence, and yeah, stay informed. That's all I gotta say. To add on to that, this is separate but the same thing. Franklin D. Emilio, CFO of Pfizer, believes that additional vaccine shots and booster shots are needed, and they need to be distributed. What that means is like I said, the information that the general public knows now is that you can go get the vaccine. They only take 2 shots, right? No, wrong, because the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, if you don't know what that means, of Pfizer, was in a Zoom call, and that was, spread out. That information was spread out in the public, and I ain't gonna lie, I had to watch that shit about 5-6 times because he was using all these big words. He sounded like a motherfucking lawyer. I had to look up some words. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just a regular dude. But yeah, after I watched it about 5 or 6 times, I finally got a gist of what he was saying, and yeah though. Like I said, originally it was like, oh yeah, just go ahead and take this vaccine. Take these 2 shots. Take one. Come back in a month or two. However long the grace period is. Come back in a month or two or whatever. And yeah, you cool. You basically cool for the rest of your life. No, this is a high ranking official in the Pfizer company, which is a big obviously I think it's only 2 vaccines. One is made from Johnson & Johnson, and the other one is Pfizer, or at least in America right now, because I just said a different one in Germany, France. Yeah, they got AstraZeneca over there. So it's a whole lot of different components and different cogs in the machine. But please, motherfucking, be aware. I'm not trying to scare nobody off or whatever, but yo, be aware. There should be there should have been human clinical trials in mass, not just this select group, this 100 here, 100 there, and then, oh yeah, it's cool because those 100 people was cool. No, that's not how it go. Everybody DNA is different. All I'm saying is be on the motherfucking lookout. Be on the motherfucking lookout. And moving on to a lighter note, congratulations to Nas for his first Grammy for the album that he last recently dropped called King's Disease. I took a second and I had to listen back to it, and I also if you are a fan or an avid listener of this podcast, I'm a fan of Freddie Gibbs. And that being said, I wanted him. If you don't know, you know now. I wanted him to win that Grammy. Looking in all the options and shit. They had a D Smoke album. I think Royce the 5'9". I think it was something called the Allegory. I ain't even listen to that, but I heard the D Smoke album. I've heard King's Disease and I've heard the Freddie Gibbs shit. I think it's like one more album or whatever. But oh yeah, it was the J Electronica, the Jay Z shit. Wow, I'm remembering all of it. But I didn't I only listened about truly listened about two albums, which is King's Disease and Freddie Gibbs Alfredo. And my thoughts on this shit is, like I said, first of all, if you don't know, Nas has never won a Grammy. This is the first Grammy in history. So Nas been deserved this back when he dropped Halftime, back when he dropped Stillmatic, Illmatic, them days. That was the peak of his career. And that was the peak of his career. And I feel like a lot of artists, especially when you get to a certain point like that, and I'm not speaking from experience, obviously. My music ain't never hit the high, not even one of my songs. But I'm just speaking from a fan aspect. I feel like from a fan aspect. But I just feel like I'm glad that it came. But honestly, if we talking about music and we talking about rappability and we talking about the beat switches and really giving your all and shit, Alfredo most definitely 100% deserves that shit from me. 100%, 110%. Um, on Alfredo, there's only like, I don't even think on Alfredo that whole album is classic to me. That's the definition of instant classic to me. I can listen to that. I can press shuffle and I can love each and every single song. And then he got legendary producers on it. If I'm not mistaken, I hope I'm not. Madlib helped produce, if not the whole album, at least a few songs on it, and that's a legendary fucking producer. The I and I just don't want to see Freddie in the same. Damn, I ain't even thought about this till now, but to me, this kind of hit home because I guess, like I said, the Grammys, it don't have no metric of what's good. It ain't about like rappability. It ain't about sales. So that being said, I don't want to see Freddie get nosed. I guess in this, I don't want Freddie to wait 25 fucking years because the first time Nas was nominated for a Grammy was 25 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I think he's been nominated about 2 or 3 times. He's never won, but he won this one. I thought I thought King's Disease, and this is low key album review, but it's not. Honestly, just for me personally, I thought King's Disease was cool, but I could tell that if you're a Nas fan, listen to King's Disease and listen to Stillmatic. I feel like there's a big disconnect. Obviously, because he's richer, he's more successful, he's not as hungry as you are when you broke and shit, and that makes sense. That makes 100% sense. You trying to get somewhere, but now when you finally there, it's cool. It's like you could speak to the people if you the king on top of your throne. But if you just a royal subject, which he was back when he dropped Stillmatic, he was fighting his way up to the top to get to this point. So I would never hate on Nas, but I feel like some of those bars and some of that shit was kind of lazy. It sounded like he maybe went out the top of the head for all of it. The first song was hard. He kind of came with that energy, but everything else, it I don't think he was trying to prove that he can rap better than, yeah. All right, that's what it is. I don't think Nas was trying to prove that he can rap or make a song better than the people that were even nominated for the Grammys or everybody that was around him that dropped around that same time. That that being said, that being the truth, Gibbs deserved that. Gibbs deserved that. Freddie Gibbs deserved that shit. Alfredo is amazing. And yeah, I'm not gonna harp too much on this because I'm gonna keep going in circles. But yeah, shout out to Freddie Gibbs and shout out to Nas. And it was so funny because as soon as Freddie lost, he was like, I may have lost today, but I ain't never lost in court. I was like, yeah, that was the most pimp player shit he could have ever said. And he right though. That's something he talk about a lot. He talk about cocaine rap and feds kicking in and shit. He ain't never, he what he said. He ain't never lost a case. So hey. Shouts to Freddie Gibbs, shouts to Nas. They deserve all the props in the world. And yeah, let me move on. I don't. I, I, I feel like I should go back to this because when I initially even got into this shit, if you want to go back into my back catalog and go back to the first podcast episode I ever made, and that episode was about Kanye, his recent antics, and damn near, well, not damn near, it was a whole album review of 3 albums. I think Jesus is King, the shit with no more parties in LA. I forgot the name of it, and the one before that. I compared all of that and shit like that, and I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I guess this is kind of a walk back topic because I felt I just feel like a lot of people in general can be most definitely misunderstood. And if you feel like that Kanye has been in that position, and if you feel like, and if you are one of the maybe few people, well, actually it can't be few, well, whatever. If you are maybe one of the few people that hasn't canceled him for all the shit he said here, slavery was a choice, blah blah blah. If the thing about the media is it works in bites, and Kanye, the way his brain works, and I know that because I can analyze that because I watched many, if not all, of Kanye West's interviews and shit like that. But recently, I rewatched actually Joe Rogan's Kanye West interview, and it was and Kanye, he was basically talking about what he wanted to change the world into being, why he wanted to get in politics and shit like that, and why Obama didn't make him feel like he could be a president, but Trump did, because he was a more, I guess I'm gonna say he was a more secular person, or whatever you want to call it, more real, more. I don't give a fuck what you think, and that's how Kanye has been this whole time. Even back when he said George Bush don't care about black people, he's always been one person like a person like that. But the thing, like I said, the thing about the media and PC culture is, as soon as you say one thing that could it could be a 5 second or even a 5 minute clip. If it's out of a whole 5 hour or hour seminar, maybe they won't get to the point all the way around. So I feel like a lot of people they try to do that shit, especially with big black artists. They do that shit when somebody's they're moving on, they're moving independently, and they trying not to need nobody else to do their own shit. And I feel like Kanye West, he most definitely falls in that category. So I'm not I'm I'm not gonna like say the exact opposite of what I said, but I'm just saying, seeing that interview and knowing all the shit that's around him, uh, especially as of lately, he going through the divorce and all that shit. You got to realize that people are people are people are people. Michael Jackson was not perfect, and Michael Jackson probably didn't do as many interviews as Kanye, and that was a good thing, because when you get to a certain point, it's like, bro, when you get bigger and bigger, it's like, you really being an artist, it's really, but it's like a seesaw. You don't want to be out there all the way 100%, because people, they gonna, the allure of you gonna be gone, but if you pull it back, like I guess a Kendrick Lamar, I could say that, but if you pull it back all the way, people have nothing to do but speculate and shit like that. And that's why niggas was trying to even cancel Kendrick Lamar early in the year. They was like, well, it was either early in the year or actually it was last year. They was like, oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar, he ain't saying nothing about the racism and about the prejudice and shit like that. But what people don't understand on the surface, like, that's what the thing about this PC culture. If you don't know what you're talking about, shut the fuck up. Because Kendrick Lamar literally dedicated a whole album to Pimp a Butterfly. I think that's his whole album. Wait. I don't know how I was trying to say that, but Kendrick Lamar literally dedicated a whole album to Pimp a Butterfly. That's what I would say. That's my favorite album of him, by him of all time to me. And if you don't know about that, then how the fuck do you know? How the fuck do you know what he stands for? How do that shit is so funny. This shit is so funny to me. But yeah, like I said, if you are one of the few people that hasn't said fuck Kanye and canceled him, and Kanye crazy and shit like that, whatever. If you actually care about that individual and want to learn some shit, like for real, like Kanye West, he's not a dumbass. So if you really want to learn some shit, go watch that Kanye West Joe Rogan interview. It dropped 4 months ago. A lot of people already watched it, but I think a lot more people need to understand that niggas is fucking human. And even if I do make a mistake, and just because I sold 1 million, yeah, moving on. Fuck. First of all, damn, this episode was a little serious, wasn't it? Nah, but listen, I want to bring attention. Yeah, all jokes aside, I want to bring attention to this subject, And I'm pretty sure you already heard about it. The hashtag Stop Asian Hate has been trending a lot. I've been seeing it a lot on my specific feed on my specific feed and stuff like that. And I read into the stories and stuff like that. I read the articles on New York Times. So this article is coming directly from the New York Times if you want to read and brush up on it. Eight. Let me get it. All right. 8 Asian individuals had recently had their lives taken due to a shooting rampage that spanned from 3 separate stores. I believe all of them were nail or foot shops, or you know, and six of the Asian individuals that were killed were women, and I don't think it was somebody like under my age. I think it was mostly like people that was middle aged. So I mean that don't make it better. Dying is dying. It's really fucked up. But let me go ahead and read this and I'll say how I feel after. But like I said, six of the individuals, the Asian individuals, were women, and that shit was lame. And this was all done by a 21-year-old somebody the same exact age as me, 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long. That's the person that did it. Yeah, that's the person that felt like he was entitled to do that, and it's crazy because because this next part, the suspect Robert Aaron Long told the police that he had a sexual addiction, and he carried out the shootings in the massage parlors to eliminate his temptations. Robert has recently been charged with 8 murders and one charge of aggravated assault. First of all, fuck Robert Aaron Long for life. Get that nigga the chair, give him death. I feel like a lot of controversy is coming around this because some people and especially law enforcement, they don't want to automatically just say, oh yeah, he's racist, blah blah blah. But I was having a conversation with my mom the other day. I was like, yo, okay, so if they don't think this is racist, you going into 3, not 1, but 3, especially Asian owned shops, and you're injuring, and I didn't even get to the number of people he injured. He probably injured way more people than he killed. You know, people that got less, dire injuries and stuff like that. But this being said, it's like I don't understand the controversy. Like I do and I guess I do and I don't, because at one point it don't matter. It don't matter. Murder is murder. Wrong is wrong. And obviously this dude is trying to get on the bandwagon early and say, oh yeah, my mental health was messed up. Oh, I hope I get a lower sentence or send me to the crazy house. Obviously, if Robert what's his name? If Robert Aaron Long isn't actually crazy, this is the perfect thing for him to do, or the perfect thing to cover his tracks up and to plead insanity. Nah, bro. I don't know, bro. No, because you understand the concept of hurting people. You understand the concept of right and wrong. And if you don't, then he should have been had handlers. He should have had somebody with him all the time, a 24-hour companion. I didn't seen that even around where I stay, even in North Carolina. It's people that do that. So if you was really in that distraught of a mental state, nah, I feel like he just trying to cover this shit up. And I feel like the controversy, it's crazy. This nigga did wrong. He committed 8 separate murders. 8 separate murders. I feel like at the end of the day, I don't care what you call it. Fry his ass. Derek Chauvin. It don't matter. It don't matter if you can prove. Oh, I'm about to get mad. Oh, I'm about to get mad. Let me. Nah, fuck it. It don't matter if you can prove whether it was racist or not. Wrong is wrong. Why? I heard somebody talking about this subject recently. It was like I said, wrong is wrong. Fry his ass. It doesn't matter. If you same thing go with pedophiles. I don't understand that. I saw a post recently. It said people that sell drugs get more time than pedophiles, but drug users, they ask for drugs. Nobody asked to get fucking raped, and that's true. You can't ask to be raped, because rape is something that you do not or get consent from. Even if you're doing role play, that shit don't even count. So don't even try to sprinkle the what if shit. Like, yo, wrong is wrong. Why is Derek Chauvin and all of those police officers? Why is there still a trial? I heard that the people of the court that are presiding over that case, they're trying to find jury members that haven't seen it. They are non-biased. Who gives a fuck if they biased? He murdered a grown man and watched him. I ain't even about to go into this. I'm about to get super mad. I ain't even. Wrong is wrong, right is right. I don't really care what you call it because we can see it. I don't care what the legal system justifies shit as. We can see it, especially if it's on camera, especially if there are witnesses in this situation and in the George Floyd situation and in Ahmaud and in Breonna Taylor. It's like, yo, there are witnesses. Why are they wasting so much taxpayer money? And the only reason and the only conclusion I can come by is they want to get him off. They want to wait. They want to wait until the PC culture is trying to cancel the next Harvey Weinstein, the next Jeffrey Epstein, and get the attention away from this shit. And so when they say, oh yeah, 21-year-old kid, he got off. He's gonna be put in a halfway house. Blah blah blah. That's the only conclusion I can think of because yo, right is right, wrong is wrong, especially when it's video evidence. I'm not gonna keep on going. But yeah. Stop Asian hate. Hashtag stop Asian hate. Hashtag stop all hate. All hate. It don't matter what color you is, especially in America. Black people, we tend to get all we especially if you black or white in America, we tend to get stuck in the box like it's still segregation time. No, we got Indian, we got Asian, we got Filipino, blah blah blah, Bahamian, Hawaiian, whatever you want to call it. Stop all hate. If you see somebody doing something wrong, stop them. And if you can't stop them, the justice system should bring justice to that action. And that's basically all I'm gonna say about it. Rest in peace to those eight and eight and many more people. Rest in people to the family of the 8 that died. Especially the women, because how the fuck how can you first of all, hitting a woman is one thing. You shooting multiple women that you don't even know, even if you knew them, that's even worse. Like yo, somebody mama, whatever. Hashtag. Not even hashtag. This is a motherfucking lifestyle. Just like Black Lives Matter. This ain't no motherfucking hashtag. This is a lifestyle. Whoever is out there, just know Og Oti, I broke conversations. We stand with you, and we most definitely gonna keep pushing this narrative because wrong is wrong, right is right. And yeah, that's it on that situation. I ain't about to keep going. But I ain't gonna lie. Last episode or the one before that, I don't remember. I'm so consistent. I don't know. I got somebody. Nah. But listen, last episode, I did something that was fire. I did a little story time. The first time I got somebody high, and yeah, I want to work on my storytelling abilities because in rap, I'm getting a little better. I want to get better when I'm speaking and shit. So I want to tell you about what even piqued my interest in this podcast and shit, like truly like my bad, what in my real life, not just the content that I watch, not just the people that be doing it and be like, oh yeah, I think I could do that. No, not that. I want to tell you about the reason why I even what piqued my interest in real life and that slowly moved on and slowly moved on to putting that plan in action. So let me see. Honestly, right before I officially graduated and shit like that, or maybe it was right after, I don't know, because after I graduated, I went to St. Hills Community College, for about not even a semester, maybe a few months and shit like that. Then I realized it wasn't for me. It was so draining, like emotionally, physically. Like I just felt school ain't for everybody, and that's a whole nother story. But I remember this one specific class I did take before I left and whatever. And it was public speaking. I specifically wanted to do it because I just wanted to step out of my comfort zone. This story kind of come with a little twist. But yeah, I ended up signing up, took public speaking classes, and I ended up liking it after my first presentation. Because normally, whenever I gotta speak especially with some grown ass adults, it's different when you in the classroom with kids and you in high school or middle school. That's different. Niggas don't care, but it's just a little bit more of a little bit different of a dynamic if you ask me. But yeah though, the class started. In general, I ain't got it. I ain't got the sequence, but fuck it. I got in the class. The class started. we used to do like group projects and stuff like that. And then after that, we started branching off and doing solo stuff. And I started telling people about me and my personality. And damn, that's crazy. I didn't think about that. And I kind of, I guess I kind of touched on or at least the surface areas on the stuff that I talked about in the past, like maybe I probably even talked about KOD, Kids on Drugs, the song by I meant the album by J Cole, and how that really affected my life in a positive way, because it made me self reflect, and it made me like look into a mirror and be like, yeah, this is how I want to live my life, and this is how I don't want to live my life. It made me cry, it made me spill out my soul and shit like that. So it was a lot of projects like that that really made myself relatable and shit like that. And as I was doing it, as I was standing up for project after project and shit like that, I gained confidence because the way I speak, I know I'm real relatable to a regular person or anybody. It don't matter where you come from. I know I'm very relatable. I may not say the things how you would say it or whatever, but I know who I am, and I've always known that from a young age. I just didn't know exactly how to use that skill, how to use that discernment and shit like that. But like I said, as time progressed, I was getting better. I was getting better up until the last day of class, man. I used to be getting comfortable and shit like that, but the last day of class, I was like, oh fuck, I want to be the first one. I want to write it out. And the thing about how my brain works, even for podcast topics and shit like that, I can't read a speech that's written for me all the way out. How my brain works, and how you probably know that, how just how the format of this podcast goes. I can't do that. The way I can do a speech or I can elaborate on something that I actually care about is I gotta watch my bad. I gotta write little bulletins. Like I can write a whole topic. Like for example, if I want to talk about tomatoes, okay. I like tomatoes. Let me tell you why. I like tomatoes because they red, but and I could just freestyle off the top of my head as soon as I know what the topic is, because I'm familiar with it. That's just how my brain works. But it was so crazy. I was getting so good and shit like that. Oh yeah, we was passing notes around other people that was grading us. Oh yeah, you did this. You should stop doing this. You should look at the crowd. You should, yeah, everything. Everything. And I'll probably encompass some of those skills and put them into this podcast and this platform and shit like that. Follow on YouTube, subscribe, turn on the post notification before I forget, because I don't be saying that at all. But yeah though. But yeah, on the last day, I just wanted to be the first one. I was eager and I was nervous, and I ain't gonna lie, the last day, that was the worst presentation I've done, and that was a lesson. Just like Rolling Doja, the song that I made was a lesson. I treat them. I didn't even think about this till now, but fuck it. I treat them the same. I treat them the same, because what I normally would have done in class is I wait, maybe be the last one, or maybe I'll be middle, so I can get a feel of how this shit gonna work, and I could just calm down and shit like that. But I didn't, and I was stuttering. I was forgetting my topic. Had to look back down. Excuse me. Had to look back down at my cue card and stuff like that. But yeah, that was one of the most pivotal moments in my life that actually got me to this point. They actually got me in front of y'all right now. And I always damn, what was my teacher name? I forgot his name. Oh well, but I'll always most definitely be in debt to that teacher for teaching me how to be more comfortable with myself, how to express myself, and the best ways to do that, because it wasn't. That's something I love about a class too, especially art. I I hate when an art teacher tells you your art is wrong, or you're doing this wrong. No, art is a feeling. Art is an emotion. Art is whatever I feel like putting out. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, how you gonna tell me I'm wrong just because your circle look like an oval and my circle look like whatever, whatever, a regular circle. But at the same time, I can understand that, because there are techniques in art, like hatching and stuff like that, and stencil art, and stuff like that. You feel me? But yeah, though, that was basically a little glimpse into my life, on why I should have a little theme song, but of why I even got to confidence to be here, because I ain't gonna lie, before 2019 December, that was my first podcast episode. Go look back if you want to. I don't got the video, it's just audio. It might be on YouTube. Yeah, I think it's on YouTube. But yeah, there's just been a whole lot of fucking things in my life that's inspired me to be right here at this moment, and I wouldn't change anything about my life. You know, I may not have all the fans, blah blah blah, but people that choose to listen to me, choose to sit down. I know I'm not speaking no bullshit, and you may not agree with me, but hey, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, but yeah, though, and to end this off, I kind of want to do a little segment every not a segment, but I kind of want to drop like a little four bars every time, or every so often. I might name it a whole segment or whatever, because I just want to get my fucking confidence. I wanna yeah. Um. Okay. Let me think. And the thing about it is, like, it ain't written. I wanna call at the top. Let me stop talking. Let me stop bullshitting. Um. Let me see. Life is a puzzle. Just make sure you place the pieces right. Make the right move so you can comfortably sleep at night. And the people around you that hold you, you better keep them tight, because if you slip, lose your grip, you might see the knife. Something like that. Something like that. Anyway, I'm your host, Og Oti, and has been another very fucking special episode of Broke Conversations. And nah, bro. All right, new episode upload on Broke Conversations. Niggas is hustling, scraping, trying to make it. Trying to make it. Niggas ain't got no time for waiting. Stacking, trying to cake it. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm your host, Og Oti. This has been the world's most poverty-stricken podcast, and please stay tuned for next week's 4-bar or 8-bar special. However I want to do it. I'm your host, Og Oti. This is the world's most poverty-stricken podcast, Broke Conversations, and peace. For a new episode, know you probably waiting. Plant a seed in your brain, let me pollinate it. And I'm not like the rest, I don't do the faking. You are now tuned in to Broke Conversations.